Hi friends, today we are going to see heat. So what is heat? It is a form of energy that gets transferred from one body to another body. For example, when you switch on the stove and place a vessel with water on top of that, the heat from the stove, that is flame, transferred to that of the water. This is the best example. Now, what can you see? A coffee and an ice cream. So, the coffee is hot whereas the ice cream is cold. That is chill. So, how you differentiate between them? The differentiation between them is the temperature. So, temperature of the body, two bodies, differs here. What is a temperature? Temperature is nothing but the hotness or coldness of an object. It tells us whether an object is hot or cold. When people are sick, they go to the hospital. In hospital, they use thermometer to measure the temperature of the body. That is how sick they are. So thermometer is used to calculate the temperature of a body. Now, there are three scales to which a temperature can be measured: Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. You have heard in the newsreader would say, today the atmosphere, the city recorded maximum of 32 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 28 degrees Celsius. So, it is a measure. 96 Fahrenheit, 97 Fahrenheit, it is also another measure. On a Celsius scale, the freezing point of water, we generally take it as 0 degrees Celsius and the boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So the total range of Celsius is 0 to 100. In Fahrenheit, we will say the same as 32 degree Fahrenheit. So here is the conversion of Celsius scale into Fahrenheit scale. You have to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius. So you have to follow the second one. If you have to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, you have to adopt to the first one. Generally, on our daily basis, we use Fahrenheit or Celsius more conveniently. Kelvin is used for scientific purposes, that is in laboratories. Now, when we place an ice cube in the room temperature, that is what happens? The ice cube is converted into water. So how this happens? Basically, the temperature of the ice cube changes, or in other word, heat flows which converts the medium, the state of a solid form of ice cube to a liquid form of water. Therefore, the transfer of heat take place. I can say that heat transfers from a body of higher temperature to a body of lower temperature. That is, from hot region to the cold region, the heat flows. Here are the three different ways how a heat is transferred: conduction, convection, and radiation. Let's see them. As you can see here, I have placed a firewood. On top of that, a vessel containing water. Now, the water is heated through the fire. Here, all the three process takes place. When I touch the handle of the vessel, I feel the hotness. The process is called as conduction of the heat throughout the vessel. Whereas, in the water molecule inside the vessel, from one molecule to another molecule, the heat gets transferred. That process is called as convection. When the heat is transferred within the solid, it is conduction. Within the fluid, it is convection. And now, the radiation. That is, the heat from the fire is spread to all the atmosphere direction. That is what radiation. So as you can see here, the sunlight we get from the sun is due to the process of radiation. Radiation requires no medium to travel. Directly from the atmosphere, that is from the sun to the earth, the radiation comes. Whereas from the ground to the air, the heat it gets conducted, and from the atmosphere to the cloud, the air gets convected. Now, depending upon whether a material can conduct the heat or not, I can classify them accordingly as conductors and insulators. Conductors are objects which conducts the heat through them, which allow the pass of heat through them. On the other hand, insulators are objects which don't allow heat to pass through them. Here are the examples. Now, when I say convection, there are two natural processes, sea breeze and land breeze. On the first one, you can see that from the land, the warm air goes to the atmosphere and they come back as cool breeze and they come back to the land. Whereas in the second one, the warm air from the sea goes up and they come down to the earth as cold air. This is the natural phenomenon of convection. Wind is affected by the pressure and the heat of the atmosphere. This is all about heat, the basics which you need to know. Thank you for listening to this class. Have a nice day.